Kouvolalla lakukastike maistuu parhaalta. Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SportsGamer, and welcome back to our continued coverage of the ECL Pro Division. My name is Doogie, joined once again by B Major. B, of course, it's great to have you here. Compared to some of the other weeks where I've had some solo casts leading up to Wednesday, it's nice to have some company this week as we get ready for our second broadcast in as many days.
Yeah, nice to finally be with you for some Pro Division coverage. Back-to-back days, Tugi. Finally, we said they couldn't separate us, and indeed they could not do it. Good to be here with you again, and excited to see some Pro Division action. One of the last days of the Pro Division, playoff seeding still needing to be sorted out. It'll be a lot of fun, especially with a few teams that we're rather familiar with over the years here in this division as well.
Absolutely. We kick off today's action, a battle between Serpents and Deadly Phantoms, and then a little bit later on, HC Lugano eSports taking on NOSTREETSPORTS, one of the top teams, if not the top team in the Pro Division. There's some other teams that have something, to say about that, I'm sure. But let's take a look at said other teams. We'll take a look at the standings here as we head into the action for today's broadcast. Of course, you get a look at Group 1, which kicks off our focus here between the old Serpents and Deadly Phantoms. Of course, top 8 teams make the playoffs. And, I mean, Major, you mentioned it, right? I mean, we are right here at the end of the season with all but one team on 26 games played at the very least.
Yeah, and it's funny because you just look at how tight things are right now, and you would think that there's maybe more time, but there's not. Every single point is really critical, and you look at the standings, everything from 1 down to 4 can pretty much shift and change as much as you could possibly see, and then really 5 through 8 could change a good bit as well. Playoff seeding, pretty much the big battle here in this first group. Maybe you could see a surprise on that right side, sneak into the left side of the board. Vizio with all 30 games played with 44 points. So maybe SSK Esports, maybe Devils, maybe Own Hexa could squeak their way over to that left side of the board, but obviously not a whole lot of games left. They would really have to get rolling and win all of their remaining games. But again, really it's the playoff seeding over on that left side that really could shift around. And number one at that spot, the former Elite Division factor, Tugi, we're familiar with Gotham Knights. They're hoping to climb their way back into that top tier.
It's been interesting to see how things have gone for teams that have either a good amount of elite experience, whether directly or just individual members. But, we talk about our focused matchup here. Deadly Phantoms, a team with prior elite experience. And here they are in a really rough position today, needing results over the Serpents to try and dig themselves out of one of those bottom 2 positions. I mean, they really are in a precarious situation right now. So we'll see if today can be the day that they need it to be, while the Serpents very much looking to finish in one of those, 9 through 10 spots to kind of have that safety and security. But again, that is Group 1. We'll focus on Group 2 in our secondary matchup. For now, let's take a look at we'll focus on it right now. I fooled the producer just moments into this broadcast. Perfect. And that's more of a my fault thing. That's fine. We'll take a look here at the team stats. And obviously, Major, what stands out here is the negative goal differential, but particularly in the form of the Deadly Phantoms. I mean, just the lack of an offensive punch defensively. Just not much has gone right for them this season.
Yeah, and it really is surprising, Tugi, because as you mentioned, this is a Deadly Phantoms team that, really not all that long ago, a few years ago, was competing in the elite division. Even after that, this is a team that was competing for one of the higher spots here in the pro division. They were making the playoffs consistently. Typically, we're a team that would make it to around the quarterfinals, maybe even push for that relegation series spot. And this season, it has just not happened for these guys. And it's really surprising to see them struggling to this extent because you look at the roster, a lot of the same guys from the spring season are back this season, and Deadly Phantoms were a playoff team in the spring season in the pro division. So maybe it's a matter of the new game and needing to adjust their style to that, but it's really shocking to see a team in Deadly Phantoms that, again, won a round in the playoffs last season, not just struggle, not just be in the playoffs, but be second to last in their group and struggling as bad as they are. While on the other side, for Serpents, a team that you're kind of just wondering, will they find their rhythm? Can they find the rhythm? This is their first time really in this division, and it's going to be interesting to kind of see how they can go about finding that way to beat an experienced team. Obviously, Deadly Phantom struggling, but these two teams on paper relatively even with one another. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see where the advantages can come in. And we talked about special teams yesterday in one of our matchups. How about that special teams battle? About as even as you can get, neither side separated by even 1% on the power play or the penalty kill.
Let's take a look at the lineups for this matchup today. As for the Serpents side of things, rookie Liamovic, which, hey, for a rookie, for how much longer? Can argue. Stakovic and Max Bo on the right, Kauto and Hermeline on defense, and Dobby the Joker between the pipes on the other side. It is the Rayman Cash, all green and Profane Kiss as the front three. I mean, the question is, do we go with Willy Wonka or Willy Wonka? Perhaps. I mean, it depends on how German about it you want to get. Alongside Giselle on defense and RPH between the pipes. Our center comparison kicks things off as always. Stakovic alongside Cash, all green for the Deadly Phantoms side of things. And Major, I mean, maybe that was one of the missing components for them this season. Is Cash all's played very, very well. I mean, identical points to someone like Stakovic on Serpents, despite half the games played, and of course, Serpents higher in the standings.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to see that in the 23 points in 12 games. That tells you that he's a really quality point producer for a team that has struggled to put up points. So maybe him not playing as consistently, missing more than half of the games, could be impacting them quite honestly. And it's funny, I'm kind of looking at the stats now. He only has 3 less points than CC Bo, who has, I believe, 6 more games played. Yeah, so it kind of shows you that he's been productive when he's been out there. And obviously, that is no shot at Bo. He's been a good player in the past as well. But when you have a guy like Cash, who is one of the captains of this team, has chemistry with these guys, taking an element out of the lineup can be a really, really big thing. But with this matchup in particular, Tugi, I think the number one thing I'm interested to see is that face-off percentage, 23 or 53.7 rather for Stakovic, not 23. That would be quite low, and 58.3 for Cash All Green. So two centers that are very, very skilled at the dot. We see so many times how possessions can really dictate possessions and potentially swing the outcome of a game. These two very good at winning that possession on those face-off draws. So something to keep an eye on here in both of these two games that we're about to watch.
I feel like if you had a 23% face-off percentage, your team would fire you out of a cannon onto a different team. We go to the winger comparison here next is again Liamovic and Max Bo for the Serpents side against Rayman and Profane Kiss on the other. And obviously, some decent numbers for the Deadly Phantoms duo, over a point per game at the very least. Liamovic that we're really looking at in this matchup, though, he is, I mean, a goal away from 30, nearly on, of course, 60 points as well. I mean, he has had a stellar season.
Yeah, and it's not often that you see a player on a team that's well out of the playoff race really be able to produce those sort of numbers, but yet here he is looking really, really good so far in top 15, top 20 in the league in goals and points. So he's someone that has really stepped up for this team and has played well despite the results not going his way. And one thing you'll notice about him, he is not afraid to shoot that puck. 122 shots in 26 games. That is double anyone else on the Serpents team. So he's going to be the one the Deadly Phantoms are really going to want to look out for. But look out for Profane Kiss over on the other side as well. Him and Rayman have played together for a while. We mentioned this Deadly Phantoms team, a group that have been around for a long time, have had a lot of chemistry together. I know that the numbers might not be where you would typically see them for these two guys, but still two very, very talented and skilled forwards that have chemistry together. That's a valuable thing. It's going to be fun to see how they match up.
The defensive battle is next as we take a look at Kauto and Hermeline going up against Wonka and Giselle. And Major, of course, I don't know about you, but it's always interesting to be like, okay, where does someone's attention go first? For me, it's the physicality difference between these two duos.
Oh yeah, it's the exact same thing for me. You look at the left side, the D pair for Serpents, maybe averaging around a hit and a half per game when you combine those two numbers with Kauto and Hermelin. And then you look at the right side, and Lily Wonka and Giselle are just throwing the body at everything and anything they possibly can. If it moves, they're going to hit it. And just seeing that difference between those two, it's always so fun, right? Because it shows that there is a very different play style between the two defensive pairs, and that makes for fun matchups because you're getting that different style. You're not sure what you're going to see. And this is a Deadly Phantoms team that is known to like throwing the body around. They're third in their group in hits. The only two teams with more hits than them are Nordic Stars and Vizio. And there's few teams that have more hits than them in the league. They're top 5 if you have all of the teams in the league together. So they're a team that likes that physicality. They thrive on that. While for Serpents, they kind of like it to play it more with their stick. So it's going to be interesting to see two very different styles of defense playing against one another and seeing which one could be more successful.
And of course, our final head-to-head, it is the battle of the goaltenders as we take a look at Dobby and RPH. Neither quite where I'm sure they would like to be. Of course, when you're talking about goalies, though, it always comes down, Major, to, well, is it the goalie? Is it the defense? Is it both that results in a goaltender's, save percentage being lower than they'd like? And for both these guys, I'm sure the goals against average being higher than they'd like as well.
I mean, goalie is probably the one position, especially in this league, that can be the toughest to evaluate, especially if you're not watching all of the games, just because the stats can be so misleading. Goaltending, there's a lot that goes into it. There's so much that factors in that is out of your control. How your defense plays in front of you, how much your offense can really produce. And there's so many other factors as well outside of that that really do impact the stats of a goalie. But these two are rather even so far this season. Dobby's someone that we've seen in the past can be able to step up and be around an 80 save percentage guy, while RPH, again, one of the veterans of this division, someone that averaged an 84 save percentage in the pro season last year. So he's someone that we know can step up. He was 7% higher in his save percentage a season ago. So we know that these are two goalies that can come in and steal a game, even if those stats are much lower than what you'd expect them to or what you would like them to. But the number one thing, Tugi, look at how even they are with one another. That shows that there's not a big discrepancy, not just in terms of talent, but in terms of the two teams as well. Shows a key factor that there might be some really, really close games here today. And I know you and I are both definitely hoping so.
So again, we are just a few moments away from puck drop, our first series of the night. Serpents taking on Deadly Phantoms. Again, a little bit later on, HC Lugano eSports taking on No Street Sports in Group 2 action as we are barreling towards the end of this regular season here in the Pro Division. You get a look there at the matchup and the builds that these players are running with. Serpents, I'd say, with the maybe more meta approach in terms of the double gold 1T, but we'll see what happens here for Deadly Phantoms and just if they're able to kind of get that offensive contribution, Major, that we were saying they really do need to find.
Yeah, and you feel like this is a Deadly Phantoms team that can figure it out. Again, very experienced, one of the more experienced teams, but you just look at the stats, Tugi, 2.27 goals scored per game, second lowest out of any team in Group 1, and it currently is the third lowest out of any team in the entire Pro Division. So they are really looking to find their offensive stride. can they do it against a Serpents team averaging more than 3 goals allowed per game? So potentially a good matchup that's in their favor, but they cannot be lightly on them because they've allowed a lot of goals themselves. It's going to be interesting to see how these two match up.
Here we go. Our first game of the night is underway on our Tuesday Pro Division Spotlight. Week 5 action here in the ECL as we are that much closer to the end of this regular season. Of course, watching from the Deadly Phantoms perspective here as they're in the attacking zone early on. See if they can get anything going. Good poke check by Kauto as Wonk is able to win that foot race to the puck. Line. Rayman not able to hold on to it either. A backhand thrown on by Profane Kiss. Not intentional, but hey, a shot on net's never a bad thing.
He'll take it whenever you can get those opportunities. Why not?
Held in here for Serpents. A low drive. Back to the plane and a shot there. It's an opportunity. Pass off the mark and a quick icing call.
Yeah, and a shot for each side early here. One, a really good opportunity up at the point, and the other one kind of that backhand shot that you were mentioning earlier. But I think that's going to be a key for both these two teams. Can they get that early start, try to find a goal early to get that momentum on their side?
Adams looking to get something going here on this possession. 7th line as the puck taken away by Stokovic. Space now, Liamovic, he scores! One shot is all it takes. Goal number 30 on the campaign, and Major, you said he wasn't afraid to shoot. That's why.
Yeah, when you're scoring at the pace he's at, you're not afraid to put that puck on net, and that's exactly what he does right there. He just beats RPH on that glove hand side. That's funny, we talked about it yesterday, how it's so cool when these teams make us look a little bit smarter. We just said how it was going to be a key for both these two teams to try to get that early goal and get that momentum going, and Liamovic goes ahead and says, sure, no problem, I'll put the puck on net, beats RPH over on that glove side and gets that opening goal. He's one of the league's leaders in shots. You saw why right there.
Serpents, the hot start, a quick goal. Liamovic, again, 30 now on the season. The 60-point mark with that as well. Serpents trying to battle into a last-second playoff spot. At least as close to it as they can get, and the Phantoms will have another icing call against them here. Not able to find much chemistry in the early stages here.
Yeah, which again is surprising for a team that has multiple players who have played together literally for years. They just lack cohesion right now. It's kind of seemingly been the story.
We have another goal just like that, Major. No room to even kind of dissect what's going on. Liamovic is second of the game on a backhand shoveled on. He'll take it. I can't even tell where that goal went.
Yeah, I can't either. I mean, it looks like he could have maybe squeaked between the pads of RPH. Not sure if that will give us a better look. It zooms in about a second or two too late, but Liamovic isn't going to complain. That's his 31st goal of the season. And again, you put that puck on net, good things can happen. No one is better about that on this team than Liamovic, and he gets rewarded for it. But like you mentioned, Tugi, remember, Deadly Phantoms put themselves in position for that to happen because of how disorderly they have been. They have not been on the same page. They look very disjointed on both ends of the ice, and now they find themselves in a 2-0 hole early. Serpents taking full-on advantage of it right now.
Well, another goal. Well, Liamovic in this one. He's right back on the puck. One-timer there. Good stop. See if the Phantoms can get anything going. There's a chance. What a glove save by Dobby. I thought for sure the Phantoms were going to be on the board there.
In the world did he save that? I thought Cashall Green had all of the room in the world to put that in backhand, and he just absolutely robs them. That is a crazy save, and as Serpents win this game close, that's going to be a save to bookmark later on.
A phenomenal save there. Down the other way. So again, a big save by Dolby and a great pair of goals for Liamovic. Highlights the first 13 minutes here with Serpents looking good, although they'll get an icing call of their own here.
And remember, we talked about the face-off percentage between the two centers, Tugi, during the pregame. Cash at 58.3% and Stojkovic at 53.7%. This is a big opportunity for Deadly Phantoms. They need Cash to win this.
And they do get the face-off win, but they can't get a shot off. Bouncing puck. Axbo into the zone, not able to make his way. Into the high danger area. Big trouble trying to get over the line. Space here. Short side. Good stop by Dolby one more time. Another chance. That one blocked. Time Green on the short side drive. Runs out of room. Yes, kicks back to the point. That shot. Cut down into traffic. Still a man down. Good pickoff. Full pressure for the Phantoms. And they regain possession in the attacking zone. Kauto, a little bit of trouble. Can't hold on to it. Green the short side. And Dolby makes another big save. 5 already in the period. And none of them major really low quality.
No, not at all. And you see Serpents going to be forced to already use their timeout to try to get some energy back battling that full pressure. But you mentioned it, you know, Deadly Phantoms, and it's funny, they only had one shot just a few minutes ago. Now they're already up to 5. So it's interesting to see how all of a sudden Deadly Phantoms have started to kind of find their comfort level a little bit, finding their groove, getting a bit of a cycle going, putting a few shots on net. And really, if not for Dobby, this game could be at 2-2 right now already. So Deadly Phantoms, as we were just talking about how they really lack cohesion and were disjointed on the offensive end, all of a sudden starting to find their groove a little bit now.
High up off the draw. Serpents in control and trying to get going on the counterattack. Forced across. Maximo to go with it. Now able to get going down the other way. Trying to go back to the point. Uncle wasn't there. Final 20 seconds. Serpents seem content to just try to hold a 2-0 lead. Yes, tries to get into the attacking zone. Kauto has it, taken down. Excuse me, and we are out of time for a hotly contested first period. Big goals for Serpents early and a couple of big saves.
Yeah, and it may have just been the first period. It may have just been the first 20 minutes, but we certainly were not shorted on action, to say the least. A couple of good goals, some nice saves. We really have seen a little bit of everything so far in this game, Tugi, and it's been fun because, again, these are two teams that are on the wrong side of the playoff bracket. So when you have two sides that kind of know that their playoff hopes are dashed and you're just more or less trying to play for positioning and trying to play to be on the right side of that non-guaranteed spot for next season, it's kind of interesting to see sometimes how these games can go. But these two teams are playing like they should be playoff teams right now. It's been really fun, really entertaining to watch. And even though Serpents got that early start and were probably the better team for the first 10 minutes, I'll say the Deadly Phantoms have definitely closed the gap with the way that they closed out that first period. But those 2 goals that they surrendered early forced them to have to dig themselves out of the hole. So it's going to be interesting to see not only how they respond to that, but how Serpents holds on. Do they continue to play their game and try to put the puck on net, or do they kind of get a little bit more conservative and focus on the defensive aspects of the game as well?
As the second period is about ready to begin, as always, the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lockerty. It is game number 1, Serpents Deadly Phantoms. Again, a little bit later on, HC Lugano eSports taking on NOSTREETSPORTS in Group 2 action. Good save there again.
Juicy rebound chance there, too.
Right, we get that much closer to the end of the regular season for the holiday break, and the playoffs get underway. Is Milovic, I mean, willing to try plenty of different looks. Resulted in 2 goals so far. A shot blocked down by Kauto. Space here. Tried to get it back to Milovic. Not able to get the shot off. Maximo now. Back to the corner. Ermeline stepping in. One-timer for Max. Good save by RPH. Played it out as well, Mage. It looks like they're trying to, really kind of force the issue. Get that offense going. They are offside here.
I don't mind that, especially when you do have the space to play it out. Obviously, you got to be kind of careful. You don't want to have a turnover that can lead to a goal. We saw that during our Elite Division coverage yesterday where the goalie playing it out led to a goal. But when you have that space like that and you feel like you can maybe catch the defense off guard, you're down by 2, you're trying to find a quick play, I don't mind that. Be aggressive. Try to find a way to attack and be proactive about finding that next goal.
Off the draw, Serpents in control. So has it poked away. Good bit of contact there for the Deadly Phantoms to get possession back. Good job of holding on to it. Green, the short side, stopped again. One more chance. And yet another stop for Dobie. He's had a strong start to this game.
Yeah, he's been so strong. We talked about both these two goalies being a lot better than what their stats would show you, both hovering around a 77 save percentage. You wouldn't think it so far tonight.
And a shot and a goal just like that. Out of nowhere, Deadly Phantoms on the board, and it's a 1-goal hockey game.
It doesn't take much, and it doesn't take long, does it, Toogie? And it was on a pretty innocent-looking shot. Tie-up play, the left winger in Rayman goes and gets it, and it just kind of beats him. It just kind of beats Dobby, really, over on that left pad side. I think that close quarters ability definitely did help him out a little bit, but I mean, that looked like a pretty innocent play and a pretty innocent shot. That's probably one of the least dangerous shots that the Deadly Phantoms have had, and yet here we are with now a 2-1 game that goes in for them.
We continue on. We'll see how the Phantoms are able to make the most, hopefully for their sake, of this momentum, as and they got some good chances in the first period. Able to find the back of the net. They do here. Get a shot on there. That was paddled aside. There's Profane trying to hold on to this one. He cannot. Lovich over for Maxbo. Maxbo, short side. Good look. Shot there. Good save. Another shot paddled aside by RPH. Serpents just willing to let it fly here from anywhere to get that pressure up.
And that's a great way to go, too, when you just surrendered a goal and your lead has been cut down in half from 2-1. You want to try to get that one back. Put that puck on net, because you never know what will happen if you do. That's how their first 2 goals really went in, was putting the puck on net and being able to get a nice little bounce to complement it. So I like that strategy. Go back to the well and continue to do what's been working for you.
Deadly Phantoms, again, now within 1. Trying to find a tying goal here. Very important game for both of these two teams. Liamovich, the big spin. Can't find the pass. Maxbo scores! Another strong net drive. This time he finds the space he was looking for. Serpents back up by 2.
And boy, the low shot has been a detriment to these two goalies. I think all of these goals have gone towards the 5-hole area, and another one does right here for Maxbo. Another close quarters goal as well, but give him a lot of credit. Using that puck battle over at that left corner, fighting the space, cutting his way through the middle, and putting that puck on net. And RPH not able to get down in that butterfly to make that stop. And just like that, Serpents, after surrendering that Deadly Phantoms goal where it looked like Deadly Phantoms had something going, find it right back and get their lead back to 2.
These are looking good for the Swedish contingency here to get that goal back. Stop the momentum of Deadly Phantoms. We'll be looking to find another one here before the end of the period. They have 5 minutes to do it. Yes, back down low for Green. Looking for Rayman, their goal scorer. Find that pass. Ovich back to Maxbo. More time sent across. Gauto at the point. Open one-timer, Maxbo. Got a lot on that one. Lacked a bit in accuracy. Profane tries to go down low. Kauto's there again, up ahead for Liamovic. Windmill, inside, outside. Defense was there. Up for Profane Kiss, not quite going to have the pace. Tried to find Giselle, not able to do so. Check by Rayman into the zone now. Trying to hold on to it. Defense again, just able to recover. Final few moments of the period. Up for Maxbo. One more chance here for Serpents. Maxbo, another opportunity. Lost it. Liamovic was there, but so was RPH. It will be a 3-1 lead for Serpents heading in third period.
And again, another period with a lot of action on both sides where we were treated to some goal scoring. See a big hit there right there too. We've seen, like I said earlier, a little bit of everything in these two periods. And it's been interesting to kind of see how these goals have went in. A lot of them have been relatively unexpected. It's not really become goal, or they've not really come on opportunities to where the goal felt like it was on the verge of coming, where there was a long cycle or there was a lot of pressure. They kind of just come with these random pop-up opportunities, and you see one right there on the offensive zone face-off draw where Rayman just kind of puts it through the 5-hole of Dottie, and then on this next one, puck battle one, and they just put it in. Maxbo just kind of being able to drive his way through and squeaking it again through the pads. So it's been very interesting to see how these goals have come along, but for Serpents, really in a good position holding that 2-goal lead. And now for them, it's about not making mistakes and not allowing Deadly Phantoms to really get established in the offensive zone for too long.
Here we go. Third period, a 2-goal lead again for Serpents. Love a big 3 points for a regulation win here. That might be the worst case scenario for Deadly Phantoms. RPH keeps that one out. Narrow shot advantage here for the Serpents, 12-10. Over to settle down. You can see, though, a strong forechecking presence here for the Phantoms, but not able to make anything happen. Auto stepping up into the play, forced into the middle. Defense was there. Now stepping up again. Green for Vonka, the short side attempt. No shot from Kiss. There's a shot there. Liamovic looking to pick another corner. Ball's pass picked off by Maxbo, and Serpents will dump it in. 6 minutes gone, 14 left. Try to hold on for this regulation win. Yes, in control. Giselle, the one-timer. Good block again. We've seen that from Serpents quite a bit in this game. Short side attempt. Another block for Hermelin.
Just look at the way they've been collapsing in front of that net. That's the reason they've been able to disrupt some of those chances, making Dobby's job a little bit easier.
Lovic down low, taking off the puck. Phantoms need one here. Here's Kiss trying to hold on to it. Can't do so. Good patience. Liamovic looking again. Tried to pick the corner. This time, RPH able to get a glove on it.
And now we're at a point too where time's starting to kind of run thin here. Deadly Phantom's going to start feeling the pressure. Don't be surprised to see them get a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more desperate. Serpents going to have to be ready and on their toes.
Phantom's not able to get cleanly into the attacking end this time. Hawk is their enemy now. Ashall into the attacking zone. The corner kicks back to Giselle at the point, trying to pinch in. Nice shot shoveled on, stopped by Dobby. Auto stepping up. Giselle was able to poke that one away. It's in front on the short side yet again. RPH stopping this chance on the high backhand.
That was a really good set play there, though, from Serpents, working the boards, and it kind of forced Deadly Phantoms to spread out a little bit, and it left the middle wide open for a pretty good opportunity. It might have not led to a goal, but a really well-created play.
Corner. Limovich for Maxbo below the goal line. Draws a call. Anka's going to be heading to the box here. Unless Serpents find the back of the net. Auto, good dancing at the line. Runs out of room. And indeed, the Serpents are off to the power play.
But you're fine with that if you're Serpents, because now that gives you 2 minutes on the power play to where you can kill off Deadly Phantom's comeback efforts. So despite them not really being able to take advantage of that opportunity there, even if they don't score on this power play, it's a win for them as long as Deadly Phantoms don't somehow go on the other end and score shorthanded. So that is a critical penalty for Deadly Phantoms to take late in this game, because now instead of 4:35 of even strength time to try to come back, you're looking at 2.5 minutes.
One timer for Maxbo. Good save again for RPH. 3 goals allowed in this game, but he has made some big saves, Major. I mean, this could be a very interesting scoreline.
And again, all of those goals have been tight and close, so it's not like he's been giving up those one-time plays, really.
Slot, they go back. Limovich to the point. Shot from Kauto. He's up over the glass.
You feel like now Deadly Phantoms have got to get this puck out. This is a big face-off because Serpents nearing full pressure, especially if they win this here and get a couple of passes in.
Check with full pressure here. Auto stepping up. Limovich back to him in front. He scores. And the power play goal will seal the deal on this one. Defender pinches in, makes the play, and finds the back of the net.
And again, Serpents just doing what they have done all game long, just trying to spread out that Deadly Phantoms defense, and they do it by using the board play. The boards have really been where a lot of their opportunities have been created, and they do so again there, this time with Kauto, as you mentioned, Tugi, pinching in a little bit to try to get that space and capitalize on Deadly Phantoms chasing the defender a little bit and putting it in the back of the net to not just get this to a 3-goal game, but to more than likely put this game away as well.
A 4-1 lead here, 3:38 to go. Looks like it'll be 3 points in the books for Serpents, as again they try to see if there can be a late push for the playoffs. And after a result like this, I mean, you know they'll feel confident about their chances of getting perfect 6 of 6 for 2 regulation wins. But the Phantoms, not the situation they wanted to find themselves in, that's for sure. I guess wanted the one-timer. Maxbo there to take it away with space. Limovich denied on the backhand blocker side.
Nice read from RPH there. Really good stuff.
It's a shot there. Ashall Green is denied. Final minute of play here. Deadly Phantoms at one point were able to make it a 1-goal game. Just not able to find that extra goal before the Serpents are able to get their insurance tallies. As Maxbo adds one more. Unselfish play from Stakovich. And a statement for Serpents here to wrap up this game.
Who says Stakovich is just a shooter, huh? You see him passing it there to his teammate. You mentioned the unselfish play, and I think it fooled RPH a little bit because he kind of moved a little bit too far to the left, maybe thinking that Stakovich would shoot it, maybe thinking he would keep it a little bit longer. Instead, he passes it over to Maxbo, and he just rips it past them to get that goal. So a really unselfish play that I think that's a big reason that RPH wasn't as well positioned to make that save.
Off the draw. Maybe one more for Serpents. RPH able to make that save, plays it out. Icing call here with 9 seconds left, so it always comes down to it after one game. When it's this one-sided, Major, we always end up talking about, okay, what's it going to be in game 2? Serpents, hey, we don't have to change a thing. And the Deadly Phantoms find answers, but In fairness, they have struggled to find answers all season long, and it might be too late to do so.
Yeah, and especially as you mentioned, with really the games dwindling down here, only 3 or 4 more games left for either of these two teams, and you're kind of at a point now that where if you don't have the answers, you're probably not going to find them this season. And for Deadly Phantoms, another game where they just weren't able to find goal scoring. You thought that maybe at certain points they had some good opportunities. I thought that before that first goal in the first period, they were playing well. In the second period, they had some moments. The game really didn't feel like it was a game that would end 5-1. It felt relatively close throughout most of it, but in the third period, Serpents really just took the game over, especially in the last 10 minutes, and just never looked back. And give Serpents a lot of credit. They played extremely well. They deserved the win. They were the better team in this one. I think the more consistent team in this one as well. But again, this is a Serpents team that is relatively new to this division. It's not surprising to see a team in the pro division still kind of try to find their way in. It takes a season or two sometimes to do that. But Deadly Phantoms, like we said, they are an experienced group that have been here for a long time, and they're a group that, remember, made the quarterfinals just a season ago. So it's really shocking not just to see them where they are, but playing the way that they are. So give Serpents a lot of credit, but again, Deadly Phantoms, just a season with a lot of questions and not a lot of answers.
So a big 5-1 win. You get a look at the goal there from Houghton one more time. His 6th of the year as a defender, and the extra goal here for Maxbo. Just good patience, not much that a goaltender can do. Looks like we might get a look at the first 2 goals. And I mean, Major, this was what got Serpents off to a, great start. It was Liamovich with 2 quick goals in this first period, and some frustration, I'm sure, from Deadly Phantoms that one found its way to the back of the net.
Yeah, and it seemed like it would have been a pretty harmless shot. I mean, you could maybe say that RPH was a little bit too deep in his net, especially with that being a shot up high against the player that probably has close quarters on his build. So you could maybe make that argument, but even then, you felt like RPH wasn't in horrible position to make that save. And it's going to happen sometimes, but at the end of the day, Tugi, you score just 1 goal, you're not going to win many games. That's asking for your goalie to get a shutout. You have to be able to find goal scoring. Serpents were able to do that. Deadly Phantoms were not. That was the key difference in this game that gave them a 5-1 victory.
Game number 1 in the books. We still have a second game to come between these two teams before we switch over to our second matchup of the broadcast. Still a long way to go. We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. Game 2 coming up.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
He scores.
You're not afraid to put that puck on net, and that's exactly what he does right there. He just beats RPH on that glove hand side. That's funny. We talked about it yesterday, how has multiple players who have played together literally for years. They just lack cohesion right now. It's kind of seemingly been the story.
We have to dissect what's going on. Liamovich is 2nd of the game on another goal. Liamovich in this one. He's right back on the puck. 1. There's a chance. What a glove stick. Liamovich getting a shot off. Maxwell now. Stepping in. 1-timer for Maxwell. Goal just like that.
And it just kind of beats him. It just kind of beats Dobby really over on that left pad side. I think that close quarters ability definitely did help him out a little bit, but I mean,
he cannot. Lovich over for Maxbo. Maxbo, short side, good look. Spo, short side, good look. there. Good save. Find the tying goal here. Very important game for both of these two teams. Sliamovic, the big spin. Sliamovic, the big spin. Pass. Maxbo scores.
Credit using that puck battle over at that left corner, finding the space, cutting his way through the middle, and putting that puck on net. RPH not able to.
Back to Maxbo. Time sent across. Outgo at the point. Open one-timer, Maxbo. Have no shot. Yes. Shot there. Leosa. Patience. Novich looking again. Tried to pick that thing up. Away. Front on the short side yet again. Check the full pressure here. Alto stepping up. Lemovic back to him in front. He scores. Get their insurance tallies. As Maxbo adds one more. It's all season long, and it might be too late to do so.
Yeah, and especially as you mentioned, with really the games dwindling.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
And we are back, everybody, and as you can see, the teams are ready to go. Game number 2 between Deadly Phantoms and Serpents about ready to begin. It was a big win for the Serpents in game 1. As we mentioned, doubling it up here and getting a full 6 points would be big for them.
Yeah, not just that they got the 3 points, but also how they looked, how much they were able to produce in that first game was really the impressive thing. It'd be interesting to see if they can follow it up and what adjustments the Deadly Phantoms can make to try to slow them down.
That's a big early save there for RPH. The chance from Maxbo. Find the net in game number 1. There's Group 1 action kicking us off here. HC Lugano eSports, No Street Sports, our second matchup coming up after this game. Group 2 action, No Street, number 1 team in that group all season long. And a wraparound and another goal to kick off a game. Liamovic simply cannot be stopped within the opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, and again, it came on an opportunity. It seemed like it would have been relatively harmless. RPH looked like he had gotten to that left post on time to make that save, but Liamovic just able to get that quick wraparound. It just squeaks through under the left pad, I believe, and crosses that red line. So a bit of an unfortunate break there for RPH, but how about Liamovic? You said it, Tugi. He has been on fire in the openings of these games. Those hot starts we said would be a key for both these sides. Serpents, 2 games in a row are the ones that get it and get that first goal of the game.
Like that 32 for Liamovic on the season. A great performance from him. Of course, we talked about it's a strong stat line given their current spot in the standings, but he keeps playing like this, he's going to propel them that much further up. The Phantoms trying to get something going here. Kiss has it poked away. And Liamovic one more time. Kauto at the point. He also had a goal in the last game. A very strong performance from he and Hermeline, who hands it off to him. Trouble for Kauto and Stakovic to get going. And an icing call here against the Phantoms.
And now, really, I think for the Phantoms, the question is, can they just find something to respond with here? It's not going to help their cause being in the defensive zone for this face-off, but they've lacked offensive production, and when you're a team that lacks offense, you can't afford to allow those quick goals like that and to really let an opposition get their momentum the way that Serpents have in this last couple of games.
Profane Kiss back to the forehand. He's on the point, back down to him. Rayman in control. Lone goal scorer for the Phantoms in game 1. Shot on there. Puck still loose. Gave a little bit of trouble to Dobby there. But he is ultimately able to make the save.
I like at least getting the shot on net. You earn yourself an offensive zone face-off, and really Deadly Phantoms, you saw they have more time at attack so far than Serpents. They just haven't been able to do a whole lot with it, so it's a good start.
Well, back to the point. That one blocked by Maxbo. A highlight of game 1 for Serpents, the amount of blocked shots. There's trouble there, unfortunately, for Wonka. Just not able to dig that one out. Kauto shot, puck loose and in. A heartbreaker for Deadly Phantoms. They are going to feel very hard pressed by this game. Before the Serpents, the good times continue on. Kauto adds another one.
Yeah, and an unfortunate bounce probably for the Deadly Phantoms, but again, they just shoot, and it goes to their advantage right there. We say it all the time, Tugi, when you put the puck on net, you never know what's going to happen. Typically, you don't think that it flying up in the air and over the goalie's shoulder will happen, but I guess we can go ahead and add that to the list. So Serpents get rewarded for their willingness to kind of just shoot it and put it on net, and it finds themselves a 2-0 lead. And man, I know Deadly Phantoms have not been perfect by any stretch, but you do kind of have to feel for them with some of these goals they've seen go past their goalie that has not played bad by any means.
Well, once again, a 2-0 lead for Serpents in the first period. Good stop there. And another chance from Liamovic, and another icing call against the Phantoms.
And that's what I mean by they have not been anywhere close to perfect, because, again, they've not been able to produce anything offensively. And give Serpents a lot of credit. They've played really well defensively and denied space and opportunity. But, man, Deadly Phantoms, they've got to find something.
Shot from Kauto, good block, second chance. Liamovic denied. Feed up the middle. Liamovic able to take that one away yet again. Tried to work his way through. Good stick lift to get it back to Maxbo in front. Just blocked. Max. Back to Hermeline. Good hit there. Cash all green to take it away. Has the puck yet again. Not much space to work with. Yes, for Green and a good chance. Just had it knocked away. And again, ECL at the point. Zone time here. Shot. Rebound. Scores. As the Deadly Phantoms did well to get some offensive zone time, and Major, they make the most of it. It's a 1-goal game.
Now it feels like deja vu from game number 1, doesn't it? 2 quick goals from Serpents, and then Deadly Phantoms get a goal to make it a 2-1 game. They weren't really able to do much with it the first time around, but we'll see if they can this time. As a nice little play set up there, cycling it around, they get it out in front, and they're able to beat Dobby, who's been rock solid all night long. So about 3 shots in that 20 to 30 second possession, and it finds their way to a goal. That's the type of possessions the Deadly Phantoms need to create if they want to have a chance.
The final 2 minutes here of the opening frame. Shot paddled aside. Make this in control. Trying to get the Phantoms on the board one more time. They'd love to tie this game up. Looked away. Recovered. Good blocker stop. Albie was able to stick with that one. Here's Maxpo into the attacking zone for the Serpents. Across and a good save. Second chance. Amovic was taken away, and that will do it. So 3 more goals combined in the first period, as these two teams continue to fight tooth and nail.
Yeah, and again, it's been a really entertaining series so far with Serpents playing the way they have, and you know, Deadly Phantoms maybe not with their best performance, but they've given us some good moments as well. And you know, late in the season, these are the kind of matchups you expect. I know these two teams again aren't in the playoff picture right now, but still trying to kind of play their way to some points. You don't want to be in that last 3, so these two sides trying to avoid that fate, and Serpents especially trying to avoid that fate with the way they play. You see that second goal they got there, just right over the shoulder of RPH. Just a bit of an unfortunate bounce for Deadly Phantoms, but nevertheless, Serpents have been so lethal on the offensive end. They've taken advantage of their zone time. They've gotten a lot of zone time. Dobby has been phenomenal in net whenever the Deadly Phantoms have had a good shot. You see that blocker save right there that rung its way around the glass. And really, you feel like Serpents, you would almost be surprised that they aren't a playoff team with the way that they have played. They look like a team that would be pretty well established in that hunt with the way that they've looked so far. As you get a look at some of these goals that they've gotten here to start this game out, that first one, just the wraparound from Stikovic, as he's able to pick that puck up and it just squeaked past RPH on that left pad. I thought that was what happened, wasn't totally sure. As RPH, I guess he didn't fully get over that left post. He's not going to love that goal probably, but nevertheless, Serpents looking really good so far. The question though is, can they avoid Deadly Phantoms getting that time marked the way they did in game 1?
Second period about ready to begin. As always, the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lakritsi. This is just our first matchup of our Pro Division Spotlight today. And coming up, HC Lugano eSports taking on NOSTREETSPORTS in Group 2 action. It is the 5th week, final week of the regular season. Math is wrong, but that seems about right based on how many games teams have played. It's been a whirlwind of a season, to say the least, as you certainly understand if you follow the likes of the Wraparound or any of our written articles on sportsgamer.gg. Every single division, every single tier, all 5 of them, plenty of stories to be told. Phantoms in on the attack. Can't get that one down low. Auto, the spin, nearly took it to the house on his own. It's off the post. Now Profane Kiss with a bit of speed, loses it at the last moment. There's Auto, that one's on goal. Rough look when it counts as a great shot and contributes to the pressure system there. Phantoms are in control. There's Green back to the point. D-to-D pass. One-timer, that one doesn't quite find its intended target.
Good cycle to set that play up.
Wonka just shovels one towards goal. Emily is there to take it away. Have a chance on the backhand. They score. 3-1 Liamovic strikes again, his 4th goal of the night, and the Serpents add to their lead.
Boy, oh boy, Liamovic, he has just been so good today. He said he strikes again, and you see this time he does it on a partial breakaway. His RPH got a bit of a piece of that, but just wasn't able to get over to that right side enough to get that full bit of the puck. Squeaks through on the blocker. Liamovic with yet another goal, and man, it just feels like every time Deadly Phantoms think they have something, Serpents strip it away in the matter of seconds with a quick opportunity like that. They have been so good at controlling this game, controlling this series, and taking away any momentum. Another opportunity to do so there, and they fully take advantage of it.
As we see what will happen down the stretch of this second period. Serpents looking to pull away. And nearly had another goal there. Stakovic in front. Expo to Kauto. Chance Liamovic denied by the glove of RPH.
And it feels like now they're going to have to really rely on RPH to be near perfect the rest of the way, being down by 2, not finding a lot of offense, and Serpents really feeling themselves on the offensive end. RPH is going to have to step up if Deadly Phantoms want any chance of being in this game.
The attacking zone. Kauto again. Movic, short side, scores! The hat trick goal, unstoppable tonight. Liamovic. What more can we say, Major?
I mean, he's been nothing short of phenomenal, right? I mean, he just continues to find his way to the puck, and whenever he does, it feels like good things happen for the Serpents team. He puts the puck on that a lot. We mentioned that in the pregame, that is the number one thing that he does, and the number one thing that he provides for the Serpent squad, and you've seen it all night long. You see it again there. This time he picks it top left corner. Nothing really RPH could do to make that save, and Serpents now starting to run away with this one. A 4-1 lead. We're just a little bit over halfway through this game. They could extend it even further if they keep going.
4-1, the hat trick goal for Liamovic. Now 34 goals on the season as this one goes all the way back. Maybe not able to find a teammate. 5 minutes left in the second. Phantoms again try to get something going. And not. Offside's the call.
Feels like that's kind of been the story for Phantoms, hasn't it? Just a little bit off. Just not able to get on the same page at some points. They've had glimpses and glimmers of hope, but it just hasn't been consistent compared to Serpents, who've really been on all cylinders from the first time that we dropped the puck here tonight all the way to now to where they have a 4-1 lead in game 2.
As Green rings one off the outside of the post. And down the other way, Liamovic one more time. The spin. Possession here again. Not able to find Kauto on the pass. Drops back. Hits it one more time. Tried to pull the trigger on the shot. Ermeline was there to knock it away. Much of the spotlight as the scoring threats will have for the Serpents, their defense pair. Very strong night. Here's Kauto stepping up. 4 seconds left. Still in control. Back to the forehand in front, and Stakovic denied. At the buzzer, a 4-1 lead for the Serpents at the end of 2, and it's thanks to that guy right there, Liamovic, and the hat trick.
Yeah, Liamovic has just been so good tonight. I mean, being able to find his way to the puck, he's capitalized on those opportunities, and you know, you talked about the D pair for Serpents and how good they've been as well. We haven't talked about them too much, but they have been just so sound. And one of the stories coming into this game was two defensive pairings that are very different from one another. Deadly Phantoms being a team that likes to hit a little bit more, and that's especially true on their defensive pairing, while for Serpents, a team that doesn't hit a lot, more or less likes to use their sticks. And so far, it seems like the latter has been the better strategy so far for this game. Serpents giving Deadly Phantoms a lot of trouble, not really allowing a lot of opportunities, while for Deadly Phantoms, they've not really been able to disrupt the Serpents too much offensively. So just kind of interesting going back to that when we talked about that being such a big storyline, how big of a difference this series has been and how much the defensive pairing has contributed to these wins, or potentially what could be 2 wins for Serpents tonight.
The third period about ready to begin. Deadly Phantoms in desperate need of a comeback. Otherwise, they are that much closer to finishing those bottom 2 positions of Group 1. Short side attempt there. Cashall doesn't find its way to the back of the net. Cover from Gobi there. No reason to try to give the opposition any hope. Freebie of a goal.
You feel like they need a goal in the next few minutes here too. Being down by 3, it's going to be a tough task if you're past the 10-minute mark and it's still a 3-goal game or more. You Deadly Phantoms, you feel like they got to get something here rather soon, while for Serpents, they're just trying to hold on and continue to do what they've been doing all night.
On the other way here for the Serpents, Hermeline joining the rush. Auto, Liamovic's shot blocked. And it's not able to find a foothold in the ozone. Good work from Cashall, but an excellent stick lift took it away. He made a 9 out of 10 play. The defense made a 10 out of 10 play in response.
That is the definition of where an elite level offensive play is just beaten by an even more elite defensive play. I mean, that was so sharp, but it just didn't work. Just been that kind of night for Serpents. Just everything going right. They're reading the plays well. They're connecting on everything. What a great job there.
Go for Cashall. Giselle at the point. Payne can't get that shot off. Kauto was there to knock it away. And Liamovic up the wall. Numbers here. Maxbo scores. Thought it might have gone off of Liamovic to steal it, but Maxbo still very much involved in the fun as Serpents add a 5th goal.
And we just said the Deadly Phantoms need to find that next goal. Serpent says, you know what? No, we've got that next goal. And they do it right there with a great set play, passing it across to the opposite side, wing over to Maxbo, who has also been really good tonight. We talked a lot about Liamovic, but Maxbo has gotten a few really good opportunities that he's created himself as well that have led to goals. He deserves a ton of credit for the way he's been able to perform tonight. A 5-1 lead. Serpents looking well on their way, cruising the victory with the way they've played.
We move on. A 5-1 scoreline. It has been a dominant night for Serpents, and they might not be done. Puck bouncing around there. Serpents back in control. Puck pounced on by RPH. He'll play it out. Thrown across. Puck thrown across the front. And Deadly Phantoms just looking for anything they can find at this stage. Offside call here against the Serpents.
And Serpents, this is really one of the few times we've seen them get an offsides call. If you think about it, they've been pretty together all night long, and they're really just continuing to do what they've been doing all night, right? I mean, they've been together. They've been able to find their way to the offensive zone. When they get there, they're able to base things out and create opportunities for themselves. And when they have those opportunities, they've been able to take advantage of them. more times than not against, again, a really good goalie in RPH who is pretty accomplished in this division. So Serpents, I can't understate how impressed I've been by them so far tonight and the way they've played. And how about this too, we haven't talked about this. Deadly Phantoms have been held to 5 shots, and there's only 7 minutes to go in the third period. Really impressive stuff defensively as well.
That too, and I mean, the Phantoms were getting good opportunities in game 1. Forcing saves out of Dolby, but yeah, Serpents, I mean, we always talk about, can, a team that's on the receiving end of a loss in game 1 find a response, or will that extra confidence in the winning team kind of carry over to the next game? The answer is yes. A power play coming up for the Serpents here, as Rayman will head to the box for a slash.
And a power play opportunity now for Serpents. We saw them capitalize on an opportunity earlier, and boy, it just goes from bad to worse for Deadly Phantoms, just not really able to find a whole lot of anything, and a lot of it has been to their own doing. We did talk about the special teams a little bit earlier in the pregame, how even they were. Both power plays at around 30%, both PKs at around 70%, so we'll see it again here, see who gets the advantage.
Fitch wanted that corner. The puck hit the netting, if I'm not mistaken. Don't think he broke the glass.
That was a rocket if that thing hit the net.
The puck took a tour of the rink. How much heat it had on it. Good movement here, Max Bow. Tries the short side. RPH makes the save. Line. Green not able to make the play. Just 3.5 to go. Serpents still on the man advantage here. Low for Green one more time. Phantoms do a good job on the kill. Serpents now, just about 90 seconds left. Try to find one more, but it will be a big night for them. You can get a maximum of 6 points on a individual matchup for 2 regulation wins. That is exactly what they have done. Big night for the Swedish contingent. They might not be done. Maxbo has it poked away. Might end up being ultimately a disaster of a season for the Deadly Phantoms. Not a result they were hoping to see against a fellow current non-playoff team. So Serpents, though, if they can keep this up, never say never. The math still on their side. 5-1, your final score in game number 2. Made you a big night for the Serpents.
Big night for the Serpents that they really, really needed against, as you mentioned, a fellow team that had been kind of struggling as of late. Both sides looking to find their way. Serpents, they came in on a little bit of a run. They were winning 3. They won 3 of their last 3 games, 3 of their last 4, and that one was an overtime loss. So they had kind of found their way a little bit after a tough start to the season, but you never know what can happen game to game, right? Especially when you go up against a team in Deadly Phantoms that do have a lot of experience, but Serpents looked as good as ever tonight. They dominated on both ends of the ice. They didn't really allow a whole lot for Deadly Phantoms whenever it seemed like maybe they could get some momentum going. And as you mentioned, another 3 points. It actually moves them all the way up to the 10th spot in just 7 points outside that last playoff spot with a couple of games to play. So I'm not sure if they're going to be able to squeak their way in the playoffs or not, but at the bare minimum, they will put themselves in that conversation to be just right outside looking in, which if you're Serpents, a team that, as we mentioned, not a whole lot of pro division experience, being a little bit closer than you were a season ago is something that you always take as progress to maybe get even better in the Pro Division season for spring. While for Deadly Phantoms, you mentioned that a season that's been bad goes from bad to worse. Surprising to see from them, but give Serpents a lot of credit. They are the story. They should be the story. The way they played, the way they looked, the way they dominated this series. Stellar performance from this team. They should be phenomenally happy with how they looked in these two games.
Again, the result in the book, Serpents, a big time night for them. But again, that is just our first matchup of the broadcast. On the other side of the break, HC Lugano eSports take on NOSTREETSPORTS, your top team in Group 2, but they still have a lot to play for. They have their eyes on that #1 seed come playoff time. We'll set the stage for that matchup in just a few moments, so stick with us, and we'll be right back.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
That quick wraparound and
unfortunately for Wonka, just not able to dig that one out. Kauto shot, puck loose and in.
Go past their goalie, and it's not played bad by any means.
Once again, a 2-0 lead for Serpents in the first period. Good hit there. Cash all green to take it away. Has the puck yet again. Not much space to work with. Yes, for green and a good chance. Points. Time here, shot, rebound, scores. Blockers stop. He was able to stick with that one. Here's Max Mo into the attacking zone for the Serpents. Across. Lima's there to take it away. Chance on the backhand, they score. Liamovich.
That full bit of the puck squeaks through on the blocker. Liamovich with yet another goal. And man, it just feels like every time Deadly
zone, Kauto again. Short side scores.
On that a lot. We mentioned that in the pregame. That is the #1 thing that he does, and the #1 thing that he provides throughout the bucket here tonight, all the way to now to where they have a 4-1 lead.
Green brings strong night. Here's Kauto stepping up. 4 seconds left. Control back to the forehand and front and stick. Liamovich denied. Liamovich up the wall. Numbers here. Max Poe scores. Here, Max Poe. Tries the short side. RPH makes the save. Up, never. Maps on their side. 5-1. Your final score.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
And we are back. A big thank you to all of you for sticking with us here as we move on to our second matchup of this broadcast. And Major, as my understanding is, the teams are pretty much ready to go. Excited to get the action underway. So let's take a quick look at a couple of things. We'll get started with these series. Of course, we talked about it. It is Group 2 action. And at the top of the standings, we have No Street Sports, who have already secured that group, the top spot of the group at this point. As you can see, Poggers 6 point behind them, but they've already wrapped up their season. It is No Street Sports title, but again, they still have their eyes set on the #1 seed in the playoffs, while HC Lugano very much in the mix for finishing in a playoff spot, but they do have some work to do.
Yeah, they do. And not only are they looking to finish in those playoff spots, but they've got some teams behind them that can still catch them. Is Monvalenta still there? Finnish Rooster still there? Golden Stick still in the running potentially. So HC Lugano, they have got some work to do. They've been solid so far this season, but just like they're trying to defend, they're also on the offense a little bit. There's some opportunities to gain some points in front of them with the likes of Herlev Eagles and Bjorklov and Esport having more games played, but not being that far separated from them. So for HC Lugano, they need to see this as an opportunity, not just a chance to keep their playoff spot, but to potentially improve their positioning as well. That playoff race, so tight, really, from 4 all the way down to some of those teams that are just on the outside looking in.
And with that, we'll take a look at the team stats as well for these two clubs. I mean, Major, obviously, for No Street, very impressive, as you would expect it to be for a team that has clinched the #1 spot in the group, still with 6 games to go.
Yeah, and I mean, it's really hard to pick out a whole lot that they don't do well. Really, it's only the penalty kill that they've struggled on at that 65%. Kind of surprising to see a team so good and a team that really hasn't allowed a whole lot of goals this season be the second worst penalty kill, not just in their group, but in the entire league. So, kind of surprising to see that. But outside of that, this is a team that's been really good. It's really the offense for this No Street Esports team, or this No Street Sports team, that has them. They average just under 5 goals for per game. That is well beyond anyone else in the league. Second closest is Poggers with 4.11. So HC Lugano, the defense and goaltending is going to have to be superb against this No Street team. It's going to be really fun to see how they counteract that.
Well, with that, we will take a look at the lineups in this one. And for some of the HC Lugano guys, you'll have to you'll have to bear with us here. First time for me, at least, covering a lot of these guys. But we have we're gonna go with Yasom Krinke and CMB. Good old Daniels as the front three. Um, God, it's one of those ones, Major, where you look up the names and then you look at them in the moment. You're like, oh no, and the brain just says no, thank you. Uh, why don't
It's
you give it a
these ones that
shot?
remind me how North American we are.
Oh my God, we're the worst, aren't we? All these other places. It's funny too, because for the HC Lugano side of things, I mean, you have, guys from Switzerland, Germany, Slovakia, Latvia, and, they probably speak 16 different languages combined. And then, of course, you got the Finns and the lone Swede and Otzes on the No Street Sports side of things. And, they speak at least 2 to 3 different languages, bare minimum. And then we're here just being us. What we do.
That's the perfect way to put that. I love that.
Oh God. Let's take a look at the center comparison. Krinka going up against Henna, of course, with the whatever the hell is going on with the name change in terms of the gamer tag and all the PSN, whatever the hell. In terms of the numbers, though, Major, that's what we're going to focus on here. And for Henna, I mean, very, very strong. Again, as you would expect, it's going to look that way across the board for No Street.
Yeah, it's not really surprising to see, especially with someone like Henna that it's been able to do a little bit of both. He scored goals, he's been able to produce assists for his teammates as well. So, someone that's really kind of been all over the place for them. And it's funny because he's not even the highest scoring player on this team by any stretch. He actually has significantly less points, 89 for one of his wingers and 71 for the other. We'll talk about a little bit more of them in a minute, but it just kind of goes to show you that no street sports are such a balanced team. They have so many guys that you have to keep an eye on. But you look at Crankgay over on the other side too. Very solid and respectable numbers as well. I know it might not pop out to you as much immediately just because of what these no street sports guys have been able to do, but 38 points in 24 games, not bad at all in this division, and a significant advantage at that faceoff percentage as well, nearing 55%, while Henne not even at that 50% mark. So something to keep an eye on here, especially if these games end up being close.
Let's take a look at the winger comparison here next. Again, Yasam Nadapsi alongside CMB against Hisa and Toivon, who has been leading the way, not only from a point production standpoint, Major, but the physicality as well. I mean, he has been probably the star player of the season in the pro division.
Yeah, Toivonen leading the league this season so far in assists. He's second in the league in points, while his winger on the other side, and he's a third in the league in goals and also top 10 in the league in points. Both of them have just been so stellar. And something else that really stands out with Toivonen, you look at the points, you look at the assists, and that's all fine and dandy. But have you taken a look at the hits? 333 hits, that leads the entire pro division this season. He has over 100 more hits than the second place player in Masen Toitanu from Nordic Stars. So Toivonen, there's so many things to look at, so many things to keep an eye of, but that's something that has gone very under the radar. He has about as many hits as what we see some teams have. Really impressive, and it's going to be fun to see some of that physicality. While on the other side, HC Lugano, two really good wingers in CMB and Yaslim, who I think have fallen a little bit under the radar this season. This is going to be a really fun duel between two winging duos that really can do some damage.
Up next, it is the defensive comparison. Zuasu and Yankorek on the defensive side of things for Lugano against Tapu and Atzes as we get ready again to kick off this matchup. Yankorek has not played the majority of the games for HC Lugano, but when he has played, he has done well.
And you see something that I think is interesting too is that he throws the body around a little bit more than Yasu does, who has just 11 hits in 20 games. I don't think I've seen a hit number that low for that many games played for a player, regardless of division. So maybe a little bit of a different style at the right D compared to the left, but something that's going to be interesting to watch. While on the right side, Tapu, someone that's very experienced, Ott says somebody who's very experienced, and Ott says averaging 2 points per game over on that right D side as well. Going to be fun because these two D pairs very good, even though they are very different from one another.
And of course, our goaltending head to head, it is the one, the only Ice Pirates taking on Miami. As again, save percentage wise, though, for a goalie on the top team, you would expect it to be a little bit better, yet the record says it all. It's a goaltender who's not facing that many shots.
Yeah, and it's funny because him and his goaltending partner in Sanasagi have played the same amount of games, and yet the stats are what they are. It's very interesting to see. It's funny too because No Street Sports have one shutout, and Mimi has that one shutout. Mimi does. So it's very odd to see stats like this for a team that's been so good. But you look at Lesper on the other side, and he has been nothing short of stellar. 83.3 save percentage, a 2.22 goals against average. He has just been absolutely a rock for his HC Lugano team, and he's been one of the better goalies in the division this season. So it's going to be interesting to see these two match up because it looks like such a wide discrepancy between the two, but yet both of these teams currently playoff teams. So it's going to be fun to see how these two match up against one another here tonight.
Action about ready to begin. Game 1 of 2. HC Lugano eSports taking on No Street Sports. As Lugano again battling for a playoff position. No Street trying to secure not only, of course, the top spot in their group as they have already done. They are looking to be the number 1 seed outright come playoff time, and we'll see if they are able to do so. That'll be the home side and our perspective throughout the broadcast. Home side here in game number 1. See how this one plays out. For them, it's an early offside.
And you know, you talk about that 1 seed and, you know, kind of just looking around at the current playoff picture. If my math serves me right, No Street Sports can clinch it with 1 regulation win. They have a 9-point gap over Gotham Knights, who are currently chasing them, and they have games in hand. So we could see the number 1 spot in the playoffs clinched right here tonight in one of these 2 games.
This one sent around. Up here, here's Daniels on the breakaway, and he scores! It'll be tough for me to not call him by his name, because he is such a good dude, and he is such a good player as well. CMB has his 16th of the season, and a great way for HC Lugano eSports to kick things off.
And hey, when you're playing the top team in the league, you want to start out hot and with some momentum, and what better way than to do it on a breakaway goal just a couple of minutes in. Nice job there from CMB, being able to create that space, was able to beat Miami on that right backhand side and capitalize. And you know, if you want to pull off what will be an upset, those are the plays that you need. Those are the momentum shifters that you have to get on your side. HC Lugano taking advantage of it, getting that 1-goal lead, not even a full 2 minutes into this game.
A hot way. The underdogs in this matchup to kick off the scoring. And CMB 15 goals in 22 games heading into this match day. Hassan on the other side has been more of the goal scoring of the front 3. Here's Toivon stepping in. One-timer missed wide. It was a good setup. Issa not able to hit the nets as accurately as he wanted. Now stepping up. Lugano. On the pass in front. Toivon is there to take it away. Now Tapu back over. Our leading scorer nearly found Hisa in front. Tapu throws one towards goal. Pirate able to cover and make the save.
Fun start to this game so far. Both of these 2 teams really being aggressive and trying to find some offensive opportunities. It might just be 1 shot apiece, but the action feels like it's been a lot more than that in terms of just the opportunities and the pace that this game has been going at as well.
Able to recover the puck here. No Street. Get that goal back. Nowhere to go. They tried to go back down low for Henne, not able to find that pass. Recovery there for Tapu. And one more time, back to the point. Tapu steps in, loses it, tries to go to Otz's back at the point. Couldn't find the pickup. Handoff for Tapu one more time. One-timer just wide, rebound, they score. Off the back wall, into the back of the net. Hisa starts off the scoring as No Street tie this game.
Took a crazy bounce after that one-timer that went wide. As you see, it just hits off of the boards, banks right to the stick of Hisei, who just puts that one in. You know, it might have not been a pass, but it might as well have been a pass. Really creative play it ended up turning into, but No Street Sports, they don't care how it happened. They just care they tied this game up 1 apiece. Hisei, 41st goal of the season. We call that calculated, Tugi. That's what that play was.
Only we had the quick chat that could be spammed like Rocket League. That's all you'd see right now. It's just a tie game here, 1 goal apiece. As both have come from that left side of the ice, technically. Starting off with CMB for Lugano. Now he's able to tie the game and nearly able to find the back of the net again. Going down. Incorrect had nowhere to go on a pass. And stepping up. Tries the 5-hole. Big save for Lugano.
And we talked about Lesparta and how he has just been so good for this team and how good he's been in between the pipes. He's reliable. He needed to make a big save there after allowing that first goal. He does so in No Street Sports, still pressuring.
Okay, able to recover. Now over the line. Awesome tried to spin. Can't find the follow-up. Defense there. Correct. Back over. Seriously trying to find another pass. They keep having to go D to D. Puck sent in. Maybe not the way they wanted. No Street back in control. His pass off the mark. And offside with 1:43 to go.
So far, really back and forth action, but No Street Sports feels like they've kind of started to turn the tide in their favor a little bit. HC Lugano, not really a whole lot of offensive opportunity outside of that one goal they had earlier. Looked like they might have had a little bit going early on in the first few minutes, but ever since, it feels like No Street Sports have really controlled the possession.
Chance here on a delayed call. No Street will go to the power play unless they find the back of the net here. Apu Faratz's. He's out of the goal and into the net front. Apu shot, rebound, and possession touched up. So a power play for No Street with 6.4 to go. Plenty of time to work.
And we mentioned it during the pregame that the special teams not necessarily one of the strengths of this No Street team, but AC Lugano are the best penalty kill in group number 2. 89.3% coming into the day. That's top 3 in the league. It'll be interesting to see if No Street Sports can kind of break it coming in at 29% power play.
Clean face-off win for Henne. Here's Atsu stepping up. Henne again, he scores! Turns out 6 seconds was plenty of time. No Street bounced back from giving up the opening goal. And they'll have a 2-1 lead heading into the second period.
Well set play there too, off of the face-off win, getting it back to the man that it started with in Henne at that center spot, and that's one that HC Lugano was going to want to have back. They kind of gave a little bit of that space in the middle. You feel like 6 seconds, as you mentioned, Tukey, it doesn't feel like a whole lot of time. You think that No Street can't really get a whole lot, that they're going to have to throw it on net, but I mean, that was 3 or 4 passes to make it into that eventual goal. So a nice job from them, milking every second of that time that was there to get that play off. And for HC Lugano, disastrous ending, taking a penalty and then leading to a power play goal, not even 5 seconds into the kill.
And a lead for No Street after a bit of a slow start. They continue to push. Try and be the #1 seed heading into the postseason, which is, of course, just around the corner. So we'll get a look here, hopefully, at some of the numbers. And in a brief look, I mean, major for Lugano, 1 shot, 1 goal, but only 50 seconds of time on attack.
Yeah, and the 1 goal and the 1 shot came off of a breakaway. So really, HC Lugano have not had the ability to not even just establish anything in the offensive zone, but really get anything in the offensive zone. No Street Sports have really controlled the pace of this game. It didn't totally feel like that early, but it feels like as the game has gone on, No Street Sports have kind of pinned HC Lugano in their own end, and HC Lugano, not a whole lot of response so far. We mentioned the save percentage for the goaltender of No Street, me, just at 73%. So if you're Lugano, you want to try to test him a little bit. We'll see what they can do to adjust here in the second period, but a perfect start so far for No Street outside that breakaway teammate zone.
Period action underway as always. Our broadcast brought to you by our friends Ovalon Lockrupsy. Game 1 of 2. A little bit earlier on. Nice save there. Nice Pirate. Back in front, they score. Issa's second goal of the game. As they say, who cares about the result between Serpents and Deadly Phantoms? We have more goals to score.
Again, just the puck movement from this group of No Street Sports, spreading out the defense of HC Lugano and leading to an opportunity in front of the net. And it comes from a different side this time working from behind the net to make that play happen. But same effect, nevertheless. Issei with another goal, a second of the night, 42nd of the season. This is what we talked about with this No Street Sports team, Doogie. They're so good offensively, so dynamic in their goal scoring. They're showing it and flexing their muscle right now.
Trying to hold on in the attacking zone. He shot. Krike the rebound. He scores. Off the shin guard of the defender, and he tucks it past maybe, and another conversion. 2 shots, 2 goals. And it's a 1-goal game yet again.
Plenty of things about HC Lugano in this game so far, but one thing you can't say is that they haven't been efficient. I mean, 2 for 2 so far in this game, and both of the goals have come early on in the period. Krike, as you mentioned, that time being the beneficiary, is 15 for the season, and that's a big goal for HC Lugano, because with teams like No Street Sports that really are good on the offensive end, they thrive on goal scoring. It can be so easy to let games get away from you. So that is a massive, massive goal here for them to keep this one tight.
Down low, CMB one more time. Tried the short side. And he finally gets his first save. He's only faced 3 shots. Just so happened the first 2 went in. Lugano eSports try to find their way through. Don't think they can, so they drop it back. Asu over. Now let's see, over to Krike, the goal scorer. No Street now with Tapu down the middle. Henne. Evane wanted that one-timer. Jan correct there to take it away. He with trouble. No Street recover yet again. For Henne down the middle. Short side. There was space. Just couldn't tuck it.
Really close chance there. That's that big break for HC Lugano. A lot of space, as you mentioned.
Some in control. Down low. MB covering at the point. Tried to step in. He's hit by Hisa. Now counter-attacking chance with some tired legs. The distance one-timer. Evane just not able to hit the nets. He avoids a little bit of traffic. Yasom hits the outside of the post. Wraparound, he scores! HC Lugano eSports refusing to go away. They tied this game up at 3 goals apiece.
And that was an interesting play there because it wasn't really a traditional wraparound. He kind of stops there at the net because his player ran into the back of it. And he almost kind of just backhands it in a weird way. It was like a wraparound backhand where he kind of stood still and Miyami just wasn't really able to do a whole lot about it. So a very unorthodox wraparound play. We've seen that work a couple of times tonight in our games, and it works right there for Yasom. All of a sudden, HC Lugano back in a tie game after being down by 2 not that long ago. Great resilience.
As I think we might be on the verge of a restart here.
We were doing so well.
Yeah. Well, NA is moving. Now he's not. And there it goes. Yeah, we knew that was coming.
So well.
The warning signs were there. We got through 1 whole series without something happening. And indeed, something does. So at an interesting time, 3 goals apiece. It essentially serves as an extended timeout for No Street to be able to try to figure some things out defensively. We'll see if it disrupts any momentum for HC Lugano upon the restart. So NHL 25 doing, fortunately, what it does from a technical standpoint. So ideal stuff there. We will do as we always do. We'll throw it over to a quick little break. We'll be back once the teams get reorganized and ready to go. Game 1 continues, and hopefully just a matter of moments.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
continuing the action here. As well, we love that music though. We got to keep going. We continue the action in a 3-3 hockey game. Again, this is technically now the second period after the restart, as noted in chat. 3-3 here in the second period. So obviously, the actual second period will count as the third. Well, I always joke about it. One of these days, we'll get a scenario set up for ECL games in the year 2075. And it will still look like he's
second
23.
day asking for something in the booth.
Yeah. Kenna will still look like he's 23, though, in 2075. I don't know how the hell he pulls that off. AJ, I will ask for improvements on every broadcast. You gotta will these things into existence, you know? Although, hasn't worked yet.
We're gonna keep trying, though. It's a long, hard fight, but we're gonna keep going.
Yeah. It's you can't give up until they put you in a room with padded walls, which you're never too far away when it comes to NHL 25 from that scenario. Offside call here against Lugano. We always talk about, a restart like this. Who's it going to benefit? Been a bit of a slow start for both sides in the opening couple of minutes.
Yeah, which is pretty contrasting from what we saw in the game originally, where it felt like it was at a rapid pace, and either NOSTREETSPORTS were dominating in the offensive zone or HC Lugano were dominating on the counterattack. So very interesting to see how much things have slowed down, and something to remember too for our viewers. Remember, with that lag out, that means that the first and quote-unquote second period, which are really the second and third, they will be fast minutes at the last minute. So there's not going to be that benefit of the full time 60 seconds for both of these two sides. So something to kind of keep in mind as we have a really close game here.
Gossam not able to hold on to it, trying to get into the attacking zone. 90 seconds left on the clock. Street as well, not able to maintain the zone. Korak able to send that one up the ice. CMB in control. The centering feed. Second chance. His shot off the traffic in front. Final 5 seconds. Hisa will turn around and kill the rest of the first. Or technically the second, I should say. As again, we head to the third period in a tie game. 3-3. NOSTREETSPORTS and HC Lugano eSports.
It'd be easy to forget, Tugi, since we have the about 5-minute break, but remember, NOSTREETSPORTS had a 3-1 lead once upon a time in the second period, and HC Lugano were able to come right back, get 2 goals back-to-back before that disconnect, and tie this game up at 3 apiece, and boy, it feels like they couldn't have chosen a better time. You just wonder if maybe that momentum would not have been helpful to them, really, if they didn't tie that game up, and maybe how much that changes the complexion of this game with how much things have slowed down. You feel like that would have been a really good opportunity for NOSTREETSPORTS if they had that 1 or 2 goal lead with that disconnect, the momentum kind of settling itself. It feels like that could be something to where that could be the sequence, rather, that changes the way that we view this game going into the third period.
We'll see. Again, with NOSTREET trying to that much closer to securing the #1 seed heading into the playoffs, what they're going to look like here in this third period. Is Lugano into the attacking zone first. NOSTREET able to quickly shut that down. Movement here. He's good protection. Tapu tried to step in. Again, the centering feed. When it was on the doorstep, not able to do much. Otz stepped up. Gives a little bit of space down the other way. Krinke can't find the pass. Ignore Kahisa as he tried to hit Hene. Up the middle. He again takes a big hit. Krinke. Down low. Yasom not to shoot. Pass off the mark. Sets up Hisa down the other way. No Street, the quick high one-timer again blocked. Spasu. Force some quickly to take it away. These two teams continuing to neutralize the efforts. Penalty called. CMB tried to pick the corner, couldn't do it. But it will be HC Lugano eSports to the power play with Otzes heading to the box. And Major, this is a result, or it could be a big effect on the result because No Street's power play been lackluster this season.
Yeah, and you know, something too, that's kind of an unfortunate break because Otzes, he was going for that hip check on the puck carrier. He missed and hit the man behind him that led to the interference call. So a bit of an unfortunate break, but a huge, gigantic opportunity here for HC Lugano against a penalty kill that, as you mentioned, has really struggled at No Street Sports this season.
Slug back in control, scores! Sneaks it past the goaltender, a power play goal, and HC Lugano eSports make it 3 unanswered to grab the lead at 4-3.
And that's been the bugaboo for this No Street Sports team. They are a team that are very good offensively. They're rather solid defensively as well. But when it comes to being a man down, that is where they struggle. The second worst PK in the league at 65% coming into today, and it bites them in the butt here with a critical goal for AC Lugano, making this a 4-3 game in their advantage. And like I said earlier, remember, this is the third period, but in game, it's the second. So there's not that full last minute. No Street Sports may be in a little bit of trouble. That long win streak they have could be in danger here.
It's a shot somehow doesn't find. Back in the net for Hisei. Tapu trying to step in. Bayan correct. Lugano having a little bit of trouble here as No Street really turning up the pressure. EMB avoids a hit from Hisei. Carries in a lot of open ice. Here's quickly. Done by Tapu, who carries it down the other way. And Koivane trying to find a little bit of space. Young Correct was there to take it away. Wave up for Otzes. The one, the toe drag shot. Couldn't pull the trigger. Tired legs for CMB. Awesome. Battling with Tapu. Almost still in control. Poke check. No Street will survive. And it, tired legs, bouncing puck, space again. Yeah, correct, trying to step up. Otzes will take care of him. 7 minutes left. It is the third period. Pieces pass, doesn't find its target.
See the aggression starting to ramp up.
Timer for Tapu there as well. And another one for Tapu, big save. Backhand on, full pressure here for No Street. Otzes steps in, goes across, denied on the poke check. He's a great job here by Tapu, though, to maintain possession. Back to him, that one deflects off the post. As Otzes has it knocked away. Now some Napolepsy, 3.5 to go. One-timer doesn't find the back of the net. Full pressure finally off. Otzes the shot, stopped again. As Ice Pirate, I mean, hey, doing as Pirates do, he is stealing this game right now for HC Lugano after that flurry of offense.
Yeah, Ice Pirate, he has been phenomenal, and I was interested to see how that sequence was going to go, Tugi, because if you peeped it, the energy for him was absolutely at 0, which that affects goalies now. They made that change last year at NHL 24 to where the stamina for goalies is affected by how long a team can be in the zone and how much they're having to move. No Street Sports, that was about a 5 to 6 minute possession to where they never were out of the offensive zone or the offensive part of the neutral zone, so that was a lot of energy expended. You feel like if maybe they could have gotten a good pass across for a one-timer, Ice Pirate wouldn't have been able to slide across in time. They couldn't get that opportunity. They were able to put some good shots on that, but the ones they did, Ice Pirate able to save, and it keeps HC Lugano with a 1-goal lead with time really dwindling here for No Street Sports.
Lugano get the clean win. Again, I'm gonna wind down that much faster. Save for Koivunen in front, the backhand. And they can't find a way to beat the goaltender. They're trying to hold on to
the
it.
last minute now.
And that's not good news for No Street. The clock going to be ticking down real fast. Here comes Hisa, poked away. DMB can't get it low. Renke has it, skates into open space, now sends it ahead. Final few moments. Yassam down low, going to be able to kill the time. Tried to drive to the net, and HC Lugano eSports pull off the upset in game number 1 against the group winner. A gigantic 3 points in regulation for them, and denying No Street, at least for that much longer, a chance to be the number 1 seed come playoff time.
And Tugi, how about this? That ends a 15-game winning streak for No Street Sports as well. So not only will their clinching of the number 1 overall seed have to wait another game, but also that long winning run that they were on officially comes to a halt and gives HC Lugano a lot of credit. They were down 3-1 in this game earlier in the second period. Could have been easy to let this win get away from them, especially against a No Street Sports team that have been able to kind of take over games, average just under 5 goals for per game coming into tonight. But HC Lugano able to put 3 unanswered on the board. That penalty that Atsas took wasn't intentional, but took a penalty, put HC Lugano on the power play, and it didn't take them but about 10 seconds to capitalize and get what ended up being the game-winning goal. So really impressive stuff, and we talked about it, the 1 seed. How big of a win is this for HC Lugano as well? A team that came in as the 7 seed were only 1 point to the good of Isman Valenta, who's at that 9 spot on the outside looking in. This victory not only puts them past Reitik for the 6th spot, but it also puts them tied with Herlev Eagles and actually past Herlev Eagles for the 5 spot as they currently own the tiebreaker. So that is the potential of about a 3 or 4 position swing in the standings. Gigantic victory for HC Lugano to at least get 3 out of the 6 points possible. That is a win in itself for them.
Game 1 in the books. Game 2 coming up in a matter of moments. Stick with us. We'll see just how big of a night this might be for HC Lugano eSports.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Here's Daniels on the breakaway, and he scores! Zambi has his 16th of the season. And a great way for HC Lugano eSports. Leading scorer nearly found, he said. And off one more time. One timer just wide, rebound, they score. Game.
Took a crazy bounce after that one-timer that went wide. As you see, it just hits off of the boards, banks right to the stick.
Down. Drek had nowhere to go on a pass. And stepping up, tries the 5-hole. Up for Rotz's. He's out of the goal and into the net front. Up the shot, rebound. Clean face-off win for Hene. Here's Otz stepping up. Hene again, he scores! There. Nice pirate. Hene back in front, they score! Trying to hold on in the attacking zone. He shot. Rike the rebound, he scores!
Get away from me. So that is a massive goal here for them to keep this one tight.
CMB one more time, tried the shorts covering at the point, tried to step in, he's hit by Hisa, now counter-attacking chance with some tired legs, the distance, one-timer. 7A just not able to hit the nets. He avoids a little bit of traffic, yeah, some hits the outside of the post. Wrap around, he scores! Set up. 2075. Still look like back roll, scores. Target.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Everybody, we are back, and as you can see, we are ready to go for our fourth and final game of the broadcast. HC Lugano eSports, fresh off of a regulation win against NOSTREETSPORTS, looking to pull off the double. Major, we'll see if they're able to do so.
We will, and again, remember, NOSTREETSPORTS with 3 points can clinch the #1 seed in the playoffs outright, so obviously missed out on the opportunity for that first game to do so, but still anything and everything in front of them for the second game. And for HC Lugano, as you mentioned, big 3 points for them to pick up, still squarely in the playoff picture. Man, if they could somehow get all 6, that would be absolutely wild for them and a massive development in that playoff side as well.
They're looking for a little bit of space here, not able to do so. Eliminated to the forehand, was kept a little bit quiet in that first game compared to the scoring pace he's had. The top point getter in the entirety of the pro division. Power his way through, unable to do so. CMB again, a lot of physicality from No Street early on. I think they tried to get to the backhand and shoot, just never got the pickup. Apu carries in for No Street. Off Otz's shot, nice attempt. Pirates able to make the save. Movement here for Lugano. I think his pass though off the mark. He's not able to avoid pressure. Hip check for Toivonen. Puck loose. Lugano come up with it. Incorrect. Tried to feed in the middle. Off a skate, and this will go down for icing against No Street.
Yeah, I think they were trying to hit Toivonen there, who was kind of trying to be aggressive and bump off of that puck. It ended up turning over later on, but just weren't able to hit him on that pass. And you mentioned it, Tugi. Toivonen rather quiet really so far in this game. Same with Hine for the most part. Both of them have been kept in check for the most part compared to what we've seen from them in the past couple of years. Or rather, past couple of weeks instead.
This is over. He's not able to get that shot off cleanly. Space now. Yasom steps in. He scores. Second straight game. HC Lugano eSports kick off the scoring on the breakaway as Yasom Nalepsi able to get the puck past Memi this time on the glove side. Actually, yet again, same spot CMB scored from.
Yeah, I was just about to say, Tugi, tell me if you've seen this story before. Basically an identical play from the way we started out game #1. A turnover leading to a breakaway that leads to a goal over on that right side on the forehand. So interesting to see that this game basically starts out in identical fashion. Also, that was HC Lugano's first shot of the game, just like game #1. So a little bit of deja vu here in game 2.
Goes well for Lugano, unless No Street can reverse their fortunes again for No Street. They were able to grab the lead from this position last time. Not able to hold on to it. Loose puck. Yasu was able to bring that one aside. Okay, back for Yasu, trying to find a bit of space here. Patience down low. Also the one-timer denied. Off the ankles of the defender. Yankarek still looking for his first goal of the season. Game number 10 for him. The right D of Lugano, who made a good play there. Walked his way past the fence. Otzes tried to dance around. Couldn't do it. Action. Awesome. Quinke tried to go in front. Another good poke check there. Yankarek, who Now, Major, I'm not sure if you've had a chance to look at the stats compared to the success they've had with him in the lineup versus the other right defender. Good stop there by Ice Pirate. And I don't want to throw any shade on the typical right side defender for Lugano, but Yankurek's had a really strong night so far. Only helpful to Lugano.
Yeah, he definitely has. And, you know, it's interesting because it's been a little bit of a revolving door, I think, at some points from what I'm looking at with FC Lugano. There's a few different players with 8+ games played. NR has some games played, and he's been solid, a +2, and then Yankurek a +3 when he's been out there. Really, it's the points that have been the big difference. Yankurek averaging over a point per game, while the other defenders a little bit under that. So he's been a key part when he's been out there for this team, and so far he's stepping up, not just against any team, but the best team in the pro division up to this point this season.
As for Lugano again, after Hisa was bodied by Ice Pirate down the other way. No Street here in the final moments of the first period into the attacking zone. Hisa gets run off the puck. Maybe one more chance now. Yankurek stepping up, can't find the pass. And HC Lugano carry the lead at the end of the first period. Toivonen, the physicality on display, but not able to make the impact on the score sheet thus far in this one.
Yeah, we've talked about Toivonen, how good he is on that physicality, leads the league in hits by over 100+. But as you mentioned, the offensive production hasn't been there for him, and really for NOSTREETSPORTS, it hasn't really been there for them that consistently all night long. I mean, they had 2 goals in the first period of game 1, then they had the quick goal in the second period to make it 3-1. Ever since then, NOSTREET hasn't really gotten a whole lot to go for them. They haven't produced a whole lot. It doesn't really feel like they've been consistently able to generate chances. They had that one spurt in the third period last game to where they had full pressure, they had some opportunities, and Pirate was able to kind of just keep things at bay. But give HC Lugano a lot of credit. They have really kind of stifled this NOSTREETSPORTS team. They've not given them a whole lot in the offensive zone. They've been able to counterattack and take advantage of mistakes. That's what you have to do against a team like this, and they're executing to perfection right now.
Second period underway. As always, the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lakritsi. It is game number 2 between HC Lugano eSports and NOSTREETSPORTS, a regulation win for Lugano in game 1, as they still need to look to fully secure a playoff position. NOSTREET have done that. They are the top team of Group 2. That is confirmed, but still trying to be the #1 seed. They are on the cusp of securing. As Otzes wanted that deflection bit in front for Henne. Another good stop. Ice Pirate.
Yeah, I like that attempt to go for a deflection. Why not throw something different at this HC Lugano team that really has done a good job defensively and against a goaltender and Pirate that's really been on the money so far?
As Toivonen nearly found Henne in front yet again. Lugano continuing to take away these chances. Times at the last moment. He's still with space as it poked away again. Incorrect. Okay. Sends it around. Out of the reach of CMB. Shot from the point. Good stop there. Maybe was able to track that one. CMB not able to avoid Dapu. Toivonen with a bit of space. Good protection. Shovel the backhand on this time instead of going for the 1T on the big save.
Again, Ice Pirate just continuing to stay well positioned and read the play well. But I think for NOSTREETSPORTS, they're just trying to see what they can throw on net, trying to find something and see if it can stick. And I don't mind that strategy because they haven't had a whole lot going for them. The momentum hasn't been on their side. They haven't scored in almost a full 60 minutes now. Might be over a full 60 minutes now, actually, if you go back to that last game. So I like that strategy. Try to throw some things on net. See if you can find something. Get a bit of a bounce. We've seen it happen a few times tonight where teams have gotten rewarded for that.
Physicality, Krinke here. His options goes to his right instead. Yassam tries to cut. Still has the puck. Movement, shot on. And he's able to stop and cover.
feel like that next goal is going to be really big, right? I mean, I know we've seen a 2-goal comeback already in this series with No Street Sports having the 3-1 lead and then eventually falling 4-3, but you feel like that next goal could really turn the tides of this game. If HC Lugano can get in a 2-goal lead, No Street Sports maybe start the press. Well, we've seen No Street Sports when they get that first goal, able to kind of find their rhythm a little bit. So you feel like this next goal could really be a big shift in this game, whoever gets it.
Patience here for No Street. Also able to poke that one away. Off by Henne. Good patience. Back to the point. Otz's. Ooh, another big save with traffic in front. Full pressure now for No Street. They have the spin. Evane had his shot broken up. Might have been friendly fire. One-timer blocked again. Yadkarak in front. This one sent all the way down, and icing is the call against Lugano.
Probably not the worst play in the world. I know HC Lugano wishes they had done that a little bit earlier. Had the puck, could not get it out of their own zone, turned it over, and that's what led to the full pressure opportunity. And remember, they can't call a timeout since it's icing, so they're going to have to still try to find their way to get out of the zone while battling against that full pressure.
Lugano trying to clear that puck. They can't do so. Second chance. Very tired legs. Puck ends up in the bench.
I think now's when you got to call the timeout. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do, too. I wouldn't like the idea of not calling the timeout with No Street Sports being a team that can really kill you on the counterattack with their speed. Not taking the timeout wouldn't have been smart. So I like that idea to take advantage of that stoppage to go ahead and get your energy back.
Gotta look at the goal one more time. Difference maker in this one thus far. We'll see. I mean, imagine there would be more goals in this one. You never know.
Kind of surprising, too. It feels really, and I know I'm curious to see if you agree, to really since the disconnect in the first game, the pace of this series has really slowed down a lot. I'm not really sure what caused it or what changed, but we went from a lot of back and forth and high-paced action to things really kind of slowing down. Only 2 goals since that disconnect in the 3 full periods we played.
There's a delayed call here against No Street. See if Lugano can take advantage without needing the power play. Okay, down low, finds its way to CMB. Gains the puck all the way back to the point. The shot stopped. And Toivonen heading to the box for a slash. We'll get another look at it.
Yeah, and it was a bit of an unfortunate play right as he was trying to maybe protect his way with that puck. Got that slash call, and this is a big opportunity for HC Lugano. Remember, in game 1, that was the game-winning goal. It came off of a penalty that was on a power play that ended up leading to a goal for HC Lugano. And No Street Sports, again, second worst PK in the league at 65% coming into today. They're gonna have to step up here and make something happen.
Movement here from Lugano to kick off the man advantage. CMB can't get that pass through Henne. The puck is cleared.
Good start for No Street Sports. Don't let Lugano get established in the zone.
Going to do a good job. Otz's can't clear. And B, the shot hit Krinke. And Tapu able to send it up for Henne, who has it poked away. 35 seconds left. Yeah, all right. Tell he wants that goal. And they're able to make that save, though.
Yeah, you could tell he really wanted that, but No Street really didn't make things easy for him on that play. And, you know, give some credit to Tapu in front. Maybe potentially he could have screened this goalie, but he positioned himself well enough to not have that danger, denied that shooting lane, and it helps kill off the rest of the penalty. Over the line, poked away, got it over towards goal. Big
Takes the hit there. CMB the move. Banks it off the back of the cage. Clubs it down. Takes a hit. He's still in control. Final 7 seconds of the period. No Street looking for one more attack. But Lugano will survive. Still up 1-0 now through 40 minutes.
I think survive is the perfect word there. They're just continuing to kind of hold things down, and they've only gotten the 1 goal. They've only gotten that 1 goal on a breakaway early on in the game. They haven't consistently established much in the offensive zone. You feel like they really haven't tested Miami as much as they probably should either, but nevertheless, they're holding it down with a 1-goal lead. They are doing a good job on the defensive side and kind of keeping those 3 sports from getting comfortable. And then they have Ice Power in net, who's been able to really step up and come up with some big saves as well. So really, even though the offense hasn't been at the level that HC Lugano maybe wants it to be, even with a power play opportunity, they have that 1-goal lead and they're doing just enough to hold on to it right now.
Get a look here. No tripping call as the backhand shoved on. And I've noticed a couple of replays from the No Street broadcast here where certainly feel like they probably feel a bit hard pressed by some of their luck in this game. But at the end of the day, got to find a way to score in these situations. So see if they're able to do so.
And that's really the key for them. Obviously, the breaks are what they are, but you have to remember, too, the breakaway, that's controllable. That is a mistake on the defensive and offensive side that led to that 1 goal. So, you know, maybe an unfortunate play here or there, but at the end of the day, you control the result, especially when it's a 1-0 scoreline like this one is.
And be able to make that save. Shots at a relative minimum compared to some of the offense that we were seeing before. Face off. CMB not able to hold on to it. It's offside is the call. It's the interception there.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the offense too really slowing down. I still am really kind of surprised by that with the way that this series started out in the first half of it, of game 1. I mean, it was back and forth. We had a combined 6 goals in about 30 minutes of play, and it feels like ever since then, goals and high quality opportunities have kind of been few and far between.
That one fired wide. Opsis tries to step in. Defense does a good job of taking it away. Good hit there. Opsis for Tapu. Has plenty of options. Got to work fast, though. The feed in front chest on the other side of the post. They couldn't get there. Karaka up ahead. CMB has some space, but tired legs. Not able to find Klinke. Gets it back. Otz is the hit. And No Street. He got the puck back. Pass off the mark. No icing. The one-timer they score. They've been looking for it throughout this matchup. They finally find Toivonen open for the 1T. No Street have tied this game.
And own zone turnovers are always a killer, and that was what got AC Lugano on that play. You won't see it on this replay, but if you go back, Krinke had the puck over in the corner board, was trying to stretch pass it deep towards the middle of the ice in the neutral zone, maybe got a little greedy, didn't get it, was picked off, kept NOSTREETSPORTS into the zone, and immediately after a shot and a goal. Those are the plays that you cannot afford to make when you want to win games. That is a killer right there and gives NOSTREETSPORTS the little bit of life that they have been clamoring for all game long.
Toivonen trying to get back over the line. We are tied. A goal apiece, 6 shots apiece. CMB looking to carry in. Hit hard. I think they're stepping in. Has it stripped. Way through the third. Let's see. Either side grab the 3 points for the regulation win. Way back. Jan Karak. Shot deflected. Good save. Look check here. Also able to get the puck back. Well, Jan Karak. Shot deflected and gloved out of the air. As Lugano is showing a willingness to throw pucks on net.
I think you have to, especially in a game like this, as tight and as getting late. Throw that puck on net because you never know what could happen. You might get a bounce, you might get rewarded. I haven't seen a whole lot of tip plays really from either side, but that could be something to look out for as well. So this is kind of that point in the game to where you take those chances because you never know what might stick, and that one potential opportunity could end up being the game winner.
Big time face off here. Lugano not able to get a clean win. Puck back, though, towards their own zone. CMB. Contact breaks it up. Have to restart. Ivan's physicality we knew would be on display consistently, and indeed it is.
Yeah, it feels like he's just been all over the place. Maybe not as much offensively, but on the defensive side, he has been such an impact for this team, especially in this game.
Space there, and able to pick that one off. Awesome trying to hold on. Crankday to CMB. Good shot. Another glove save, though.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting to kind of see these opportunities starting to come around right now for AC Lugano as this game gets late. We really didn't see a whole lot from them throughout a part of it, and now all of a sudden it gets late and they're starting to get some offensive zone time, and it's ironic. It's right after No Street Sports score. You figured they would have been the ones who were gathering the momentum.
B tries to pick the corner. That one kept out yet again. One-timer and another save there, this time on the other side. Both goaltenders stepping up.
And they're going to have to, Toogie. We're at that point now where the next goal could very well be the winner. We're at that time, 4:37 to play, not a whole lot of opportunity left to get that game-winning goal. So the goaltenders, they're always important, but that importance at a different level now.
Apu Faraz is not able to walk the tightrope of the blue line.
We've seen a lot of those offsides, it feels like, so far in this game. And, you know, I think that deserves a credit to the defensive side of both of these two teams that have been really, really solid and have denied that time and space and have kind of created some disruption. But it's kind of something I've noticed in this game specifically. The offsides have been a lot more rampant in game one.
And down low, found its way to CMB. Played out, 3 minutes left in regulation. Jan Karak stepping up. CMB couldn't get the shot off cleanly.
Remember, the difference between 3 points with a regulation win and 2 in an overtime win, that starts to creep into the back of your mind now, too. Especially with No Street Sports. They need 3 to clinch that #1 seed, so if this goes to overtime, they can't clinch it until later.
45 seconds left. CMB not able to make the play. Loose puck back into the No Street zone. We'll look to turtle up here. And blue line entry, and indeed they do. They're not able to make the play. Otzes takes that puck away. 16 seconds now. Sit down low. Henne goes for the spin. Loose puck. Otzes is able to keep it in. Control here. 4 seconds, feed across, and Hisa ran out of room. Both teams will secure a point. We head to overtime.
And that was a really nice play there created by Otzes. He was waiting and waiting and waiting and able to squeeze that pass through to the other side. Just couldn't get that puck to go in the net. And you know, you mentioned 1 point secured for each side. That's big for HC Lugano. That gives them 4 out of 6 points tonight, which I think many would consider that a massive victory for them. Unfortunately for No Street Sports, however, they're going to have to wait another day to clinch that #1 seed. They needed 3 points to do it. The max they're going to be able to get now tonight is 2 with that regulation loss earlier, and the best they could do now in this game, an overtime win. So, you know, obviously, if they can get the win, they'll still take it, but still has to be a bit of a disappointing result for them, not being able to get 3 points against a team that came in 7th in the standings and really scratching and clawing for one of the last playoff spots, only being in by 1 point.
So we got to look there at the goal that tied this game up and ultimately has sent us to overtime. We will see, with both teams earning a point, who is able to get that extra point here. And to argue that extra point will mean that much more for Lugano to be able to secure themselves safety and a playoff position. See how long it takes to find that decisive goal. They have not scored since the first period. Here's Serpentes stepping up. He scores! An absolute snipe as HC Lugano eSports take it in overtime with a 5 out of 6 point night over the #1 team in Group 2.
Wow, and how about that? Krinke just mere seconds in to that overtime period puts it in past Miyami, and you look at the replay, Miyami didn't move at all, but there was a little bit of space up at that top right corner, his top left glove side, and Krinke, the captain wearing the C on his chest, picks the pocket, picks that corner perfectly to put that in, and what a result for HC Lugano. 5 points out of a possible 6. Could not have asked for a much better result, and while for No Street Sports, gotta be disappointing and a little bit concerning for them. The first time all season that they've lost back-to-back games. They came in losing just 1 game all season before this series. Now they lose back-to-back against a team in their group that all of a sudden may be making a statement. HC Lugano, as we said, a team that was a little bit lower in their group standings, came in at 7th. Now they're hovering around that 4 or 5 spot, and being the one team that can say that they swept the #1 team in the Pro Division coming into today, maybe gives them a little bit of momentum heading into playoff time, maybe making a statement right at the right time of the season.
Again, a big result. HC Lugano eSports 5 points on the night. Over No Street Sports, who pick up just a lone point for them. Close game, competitive game. But the snipe here from Krinke, I mean, nearly at the bottom of the face-off dot, just perfectly over the goaltender's shoulder. And the victory here, as we'll get a look at the goals. We flash all the way back to the first period. The opening goal on the breakaway. Nalipsy able to find his way through. Koivane able to tie it up much later on off the back of the 1T, but they were really only able to find him that one time, Major.
Yeah, and I think that was really the killer for No Street Sports, not just in this game, but really in this series. Toivonen was kept relatively in check throughout both of these 2 games, which is really surprising. I think you could maybe say the same for Hisei more in game 2 than game 1. Obviously had a couple of goals in game 1, not a bad performance from him, but in game 2, we really didn't call his name at all offensively or defensively. And when you can isolate 2 goal scorers, 2 star players like that make up a lot of the goal scoring production for a team, your chances of winning are going to increase rather dramatically. So give HC Lugano a whole lot of credit. I think Ice Pirate deserves a lot of credit as well. Came up with some big saves at critical points when it felt like No Street Sports were starting to find the rhythm. This is a really impressive series win. And again, I know No Street Sports still likely going to clinch their way to that #1 seed. They only need 2 points. They have plenty of games left to go compared to a lot of the teams around them, but nevertheless, massive for AC Lugano to get those points, not just for their playoff chances, as that that really, really helps them, but also again, to make a bit of a statement. Not many teams can say that they have not just beaten this team, but they really controlled most of the series. So a massive result and maybe a playoff sleeper to look out for here after the break there from what we just saw.
Well, with that, our broadcast for the day is done, but we will be back tomorrow for more Elite Division coverage and 1945, or actually apparently an earlier start time than I was aware of. We'll see if that's correct. If so, Kenno and I might need to have a conversation. We'll see what happens on that front. But it is Hamo taking on Mustakalta and a big one, Parasite and Voitomaton going head to head. So again, that'll be live tomorrow. Make sure to check it out. For now, thank you very much for joining Meja and myself for this Pro Division Spotlight. We will see you all tomorrow.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
His second of the game on another goal. Liamovic in this one. He's right back on the puck. One. See if the Phantoms can get anything going. There's a chance. What a glove save. Liamovic shot off. Slow down. Back. Stepping in. One timer for Matt. Just like that.
And it just kind of beats him. Just kind of beats Dobby really over on that left pad side. I think that close quarters ability definitely did help him out a little bit, but I mean,
he did not. Maxpo. Short side, good look. Short side, good look. There, good save. Find the tying goal here. Very side yet again. Check the full pressure here. Auto stepping up. Limovic back to him in front. He scores. Get their insurance tallies. Maxbo adds one more. It's all season long. It might be too late to do so.
Yeah, and especially as you mentioned, with really the game dwindling.
That grew all season long. And a wraparound and another goal to kick off a game. Liam,
It seemed like it would have been relatively harmless. RPH looked like he got into that left post on time to make that save, but Limovic just able to get that quick wraparound.
unfortunately, Limovic not able to take that one out. Auto shot, puck loose and in. And
Not the goal, not good that fight.
once again, a 2-0 lead for Serpentes in the first period. It's Control Green to take it away. Has the puck yet again. Not much space to work with. And Ward Green in a good chance. Waits. Time here, shot. Rebound, scores. Blocker stop. Was able to stick with that one. Here's Maximo into the attacking zone for the Serpents. Across. Emily was there to take it away. Have a chance on the backhand. They score. Limovic.
That full bit of the puck squeaks through on the blocker. Limovic with yet another goal, and man, it just feels like every time Deadly
Attacking zone. Auto again. Limovic. Short side scores.
on that a lot. We mentioned that in the pregame, but that is the number one thing that he does, and the number one thing that he provides throughout the puck here tonight, all the way to now to where they have a 4-1 game too.
Green brings strong night. Here's Kauto stepping up. 4 seconds left. Still in control. Back to the forehand and front and stick. Kovic denied. And Limovic up the wall. Numbers here. Maxbo scores. Here, Maxbo tries the short side. RPH makes the save. They can keep this up. Never say never. Math still on their side. 5-1, your final score in game number 2. Here, here's Daniels on the breakaway, and he scores! DMB has his 16th of the season. And a great way for HC Lugano East. The leading scorer nearly found, he said. One-timer just wide rebound, they score.
Took a crazy bounce after that one-timer and went wide. You see it just hits off of the boards, makes right to the net.
Like had nowhere to go on a pass. Okay, stepping up, tries the 5-hole. Up for Otz's. He's out of the goal and into the net front. Shot, rebound. Clean face-off win for Hene. Here's Otsu stepping up. Hene again, he scores. There. Nice pirate. Hene back in front, they score. Trying to hold on in the attacking zone. Shot. Rike the rebound, he scores.
Get away from this. That is a massive, massive goal here for them to keep this game.
Tried the shorts covering at the point, tried to step in. He's hit by Hisa. Now, counter-attacking chances. Tired legs, the distance, one-timer. They're just not able to hit the nets. He avoids a little bit of traffic. Yeah, some hits the outside of the post. Wraparound, he scores! and goes across, denied on the poke check. Maintain possession. Back to him, that one deflects off the post to find the back of the net. Pressure finally off. Hops is the shot, stopped again.